You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
Welcome to the Hot Options Report, your premier source for insight into the fast-moving options market. Each day, we'll track down the products that are dominating the options chains and impacting your trading account, from Nvidia to VIX and everything in between. If it's lighting up the options tape, then you'll find it on the Hot Options Report.
All right, everybody, that music means we are back. It is time to wrap up a wild Thursday with another edition of your Hot Options Report. My name, of course, Mark Longo from the Options Insider Radio Network. Your home now for 19 plus years of options goodness. If you want more options goodness in your life, you know where to go. It's the sister URL to this show, the exact same name, thehotoptionsreport.com. If you go there, there's a bounty of options scanning and analytics goodness, including some really cool scans. We hit on a fun one yesterday. It was the House Yay scan. Let's keep the fun going. Let's go House Nay scan today. What is that? Exactly what it sounds like. It's the stock sales that have been disclosed by members of the House of Representatives over the last 7 days. There's 20 trades profiled in here. Let's just do the top. Well, actually, it looks like Representative Thomas H. Keene out of New Jersey has been a busy boy. So maybe we'll just profile all of his 5 most recent disclosed trades out here. He is a Republican, by the way. Top 5 here all come from him, including number 5. He sold shares in S&P Global Inc., ticker symbol SPGI. Number 4, he sold shares in PepsiCo, ticker symbol PEP. Number 3, he sold shares in Johnson & Johnson, a.k.a. J&J. Number 2, he sold shares in First Citizens Bank shares, that's FCNCA. And the number 1 sale he reported was in Chubb, ticker symbol CB. So apparently Thomas H. Keene not down with any of those. But was the options market down for some volume today? The answer was most assuredly yes. A very hot and spicy start to our list, even if the top not quite as spicy as it was yesterday. Over 6 million for Tesla. That's a hot number. But it was a hot number to break into the top 10 today. It cost you 658,000 contracts to break into the top 10 today. Listen, I'll get you to our old pal, the Monster. Monster rallying today. 148.94 is where it went out, up nearly $5.50. So a good day for strategy. And the hot option in MSTR today, 37,000 of the 150s expiring tomorrow. Average price for these about $1. So that's about as straightforward a roll of the bones as you're going to get. Would you pay $1 for the shot of the Monster rallying north of 150 by tomorrow's close? Looks like that's exactly what paper did. This was an opening trade, so we'll keep an eye on that. Can MSTR keep up the momentum as we keep climbing to number 9? This name has had some momentum of late. This is Palantir, rallying 61 cents to close 142.76, putting up 660,000 contracts for the number 9 spot in our countdown today. The hot option in Palantir, 36,000 of the 140 puts expiring tomorrow. Average price for these, $1.15. Looks like paper was buying these. Now, if you say that's wild, the intraday low was 139.53. So at one point, these were nearly $0.50 in the money. So maybe that makes that price a little bit more palatable to you. Can Palantir sell off tomorrow, or will it rally? We'll keep an eye on it as we keep an eye on number 8. This is Amazon. 249.70 is where it went out, up $1.20 today, or about 0.5%, putting up 740,000 contracts. For the number 8 spot, again, only number 8 already, pretty much 750,000 contracts. Pretty active day, and the hot option on a decently active day in the Amazonians, 66,000 of the 2.5s, the 250s, expiring tomorrow. Average price for these, $1.10. Looks like this was another opening buy, and the intraday high, guess what? Exactly 250. It bounced off 250 exactly today, so obviously if you're buying these, you need Amazon to blow through that strike tomorrow. Can it do it? We shall find out. Speaking of blowing through strikes, This name has been blowing through every strike to the upside for the better part of the last couple of weeks, and it continues today. This is Intel rallying another $3.56 or 5.5% to close $68.50. Absolutely wild price action. That puts Intel up nearly 50% over the last month. Just wild stuff out here in Intel, listeners. 786,000 contracts hitting the tape in Intel today, and the hot option in Intel land, listeners, 77,000 of these 70s expiring tomorrow. Average price for these, 33 cents. And it looks like paper was stepping in front of this one. Looks like they could have been blasting away on these. Another opening trade. So would you overwrite these? You know what? If you got some stock in your back pocket, I don't think you'd be too mad letting some go at $70.33, considering it was pretty much just 40 a few weeks ago. As we keep climbing to number 6, this is Microsoft. They were climbing today as well, up $9.04 to close $420.25, putting up 1.09 million contracts for the number 6 spot on our countdown today. The hot option in Mr. Softy today, 87,000 of the 420s, once again expiring tomorrow. Average price for these, $2.44. Obviously, they expired in the money, but you need it to expire far more in the money tomorrow in order to make these pay off. But it looks like paper might have been selling these. Again, an opening transaction. So if that's the case, you might be sweating a little bit tomorrow. Obviously, rooting for a bit of a pullback in Microsoft shares. We'll keep an eye on those as well as we transition to number 5. This is the fruit company, aka Apple. They sold off $3 today to close $263.40, putting up 1.23 million contracts. So again, number 5, we're already well north of a million contracts. And the hot option in the fruit company today, 112,000 of the 270s. Average price for these, 24 cents. Looks like this was an opening buy. And the stock opened nearly 267. So maybe that makes that trade a little bit more palatable to you. You bought these right out of the gate on the open, because otherwise these look pretty terrible. The stock sold off today to 261.25 roughly. So these were never really in the conversation. Obviously, if you're long these, you need Apple to get the heck out of bed tomorrow. We shall see as we keep climbing to number 4. This name has been climbing as well. It's been this name and Intel competing for the top dogs. This is AMD, listeners, rallying another $20.14 or nearly 8%. Absolutely wild. Closing $278.25, putting up 1.25 million contracts to the number 4 spot in our countdown today. The hot option, 82K of the 270s. Yes, the 270s. Looks like paper was buying these, and they scooped them for $3.89. That is an opening trade. So obviously, this is a home run. They went out worth over 2x that. It's like the intraday low was 261.5. So they may have scooped these shortly thereafter. And if that's the case, congrats to them. They've got a banger on their hands as we keep climbing to the number 3 spot. Was this one a banger? This is Netflix, listeners. The answer was no. They rallied 8 cents to close 107.79, but they put up a lot of paper. Why? Well, they've got earnings in the after hours. 1.38 million contracts as they are about to head into earnings after the bell, listeners. The hot option on a hot day in the artist formerly known as the Widowmaker. It was the 120s, going up 140,000 times for $3.81. You might say, that's wild. 120 is expiring tomorrow. Nope. Not expiring next month or the month after that. They are expiring in July. So the July 120s going up for nearly $4. Would you be a buyer of those, listeners? Hard to tell what was going on because there is size OI on this, right? So it could have been closing. Could have been somebody getting the heck out of Dodge to avoid the earnings flow. If they were buying these back, they might regret that because the stock looks like it's fallen out of bed in the after hours, off nearly $9 or 8%. So if that movement continues through the open tomorrow, they could have obviously bought these back for a lot less. But we'll keep an eye on that. You never know. The first move in the after hours after earnings, not usually reliable, but we'll keep an eye on those as we keep an eye on Nvidia. Nvidia actually closing red on the day, off $0.50 to close 198.35 after getting within spitting distance of the par strike today, listeners, putting up 2.45 million contracts for the number 2 spot in our countdown today, the hot option. About exactly $250,000 of the pars, the 200s, expiring tomorrow. Average price for these, about $1. These are obviously looking decent earlier in the session. Towards the close, not so much. We'll keep an eye on these, see if Nvidia can get there, or if somebody threw away $1 as we keep climbing to the top spot. This is Tesla. Selling off today, $3.05 to close 388.90. Obviously coming off the heels of a massive rally yesterday on the backs of all that AI chip news. Tesla putting up 2.65 million contracts, so a lot less than yesterday's flow. The hot option in Tesla today, 173,000. Of the pars, we're back to the par strike, the 400s. Expiring tomorrow. Average price for these, $1.19. Obviously, with the benefit of hindsight, not the best scoop right now. Looks like paper was buying these. If it makes you feel better, the stock opened right around 394, so obviously the pars with 2 sessions left probably seemed a little bit more palatable then than perhaps they do now. The intraday low was 381.80, so if you bought these, you were really sweating at that level. Obviously, we recovered some of that. So can Tesla get back above the par strike by tomorrow's close, or is that thrown away $1.19? We'll keep an eye on those as well, listeners. And that's going to do it for your hot options report today. Remember, if you want to keep an eye on your congressmen, see what they're trading out there, or do a lot of option scanning, check out our friends over there, thehotoptionsreport.com. You can't beat the price, especially when you throw in the added bonus of all that congressional and Senate data. It's really cool stuff. Thehotoptionsreport.com. See you back here tomorrow for some hot vol action in the morning on Volatility Views, followed by options oddities for all of our pro friends. If you want to learn more about that, check out theoptionsinsider.com/pro. Then back again after the closing bell to wrap up a wild week in the markets with your final episode of your hot options report for the week. We'll see you then, and stay safe out there.
You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.